Oh, more excitement in line here. MX2 is on the line, getting revved up. They have got 20 minutes plus a lap. Cody Cooper, congratulations to that man. He sealed away his title with a race to spare, but the rest of it is all on here. MX2, the final race of the championship in the starter's hands right now, and we're away. And everyone gets off the gate pretty clean. Let's have a look at this first corner. Looks like a great start again from James Scott. We've got more great action as everyone gets away. That's probably the first MX2 start we've had all weekend that's got away cleanly, and let's go racing with our superstar MX2 lineup. There's a massive field of entry still even at this stage of the championship, and 20 minutes plus a lap with 25 strong field. This is going to be spectacular. Hayden Smith has second NZ by only 2 points. The man who wants to try and get ahead of him is James Scott on the Althen Window Systems JCA Yamaha, and he's doing a wonderful job at the moment. So let's get very, very excited. We've got no Coops in there. We've got James and Hayden, the only other two that have won races in this campaign. So there's plenty of points up for grabs if you want to go and get them here. There's that under-19 championship, that's with Manic Dixon as well. Can he seal away that title with this final race performance here? Our under-19s are up for grabs, 2 NZs up for grabs, and plenty of other fights in behind them as well. So let's get excited. The final outing of MX2, and after this one here, we've got MX3 and MX1. So we're coming down to the very business end of the final day here of our New Zealand Senior Motocross Championships, brought to us by Aon, Fox and Pirelli, and in conjunction with all our local sponsors like Penny Homes here at the Topol Motorcycle Club. This has been some kind of spectacular campaign so far as we go racing with MX2, and fabulous still to have 25 strong field even without Coops out there. Congratulations to him, locking away that title with a race to spare and bringing Kawasaki's first title for a number of years. Look at this performance so far. Scintillating James Scott. As we look up to the run towards Dam, the 108 in charge of this one here. Had a breathtaking performance here this morning where he won race number 1. It's Manic Dixon in second place. Jack Chalaw's in third. What a start from Jack Chalaw. Ryan King, another fabulous start. And Davey Jordan's got a good start as well. As we see Tommy Watson, Hayden Smith in there just battling for position in about 6th and 7th place. So the update is James Scott leads ahead of Manic Dixon. In there, Jack Chalaw in 3rd place. Ryan King is in 4th. But Davey Jordan ahead of Hayden Smith and Tommy Watson. Then look out for Kobe Burke in there. It's 8th place for Kobe. So he's getting stronger and stronger as this weekend unfolds. He had a great start to the campaign in Balclutha, but ever since then, just a little bit of bad luck at an off at Rotorua last round, and has come here to Dignam McEwen Motocross Park with redemption on the mind, and that's what he's doing at the moment, well inside the top 10. A likeable young man on the modal best build Honda team. So still 25 strong field, and you've got championship points up for grabs all the way to 20th, and so far at 20th place Luca Fremantle on the Bridgestone Kawasaki team. He's got a little bit of work to do as he's sitting in 20th position. They all spread out far and wide in this Dignam McEwen Motocross Park. We had an awesome configuration yesterday. This one here just as good. We've got the Rapids S's going on, and where you find our race leaders right now. James Scott, he turned a clean set of heels on here this morning. He showed them his back wheel, and he's looking to do the same thing here. Talking to James this morning, and just not quite happy with his campaign so far. Had a few ups and downs, and not his normal high standards out on the racetrack. He's turned up today and won in brilliant fashion this morning, and right now dominating this MX2 Race 2. We've got Manic Dixon saving his best to last. He had a wonderful showing at round number 1, but ever since then he's had a little bit of inconsistent starting. He knows how quick he is, so for him to be running top 2, fabulous. And also that man in 3rd place on the Jeff Scott Electrical KTM, Jack Chalaw, had his first trip to the podium here yesterday. He'd love to repeat the dose and go from strength to strength. Just the talent in this field is unbelievable. As there is Hayden Smith now. Hayden needs to try and finish ahead of James Scott if he wants to hang on to 2 NZ, so he's got plenty of work to do. He's buried in about 4th place. We've got Ryan King in behind him. Tommy Watts is there, and then go back to Kobe Burke in a wonderful 8th place. So that's your top 8, super talented, super classy. But they're all trying to catch this man out in front, the 108, James Scott. Ticks off another lap. He's in the 2:12s already, so he is absolutely flying, and he knows how crucial these first couple of laps are. If he can try and get a little buffer and then manage the race from there, it'll go a long way towards him taking 2 NZ honours. As Manic Dixon with his second place. He's well and truly in command of that under-19 championship with Jack Trelaw and Hayden Smith there in third and fourth. We then look out for Ryan King, Tommy Watson. David Jordan's the one there. He's was in about 8th place. We've got Kobe Burke up inside 7th place. Sam Blundell is in 8th. Flynn Watts is in 9th. Josh Jack is in 10th. JB James Barnett into 11th on the Murray Thorn Yamaha. That is brilliant from JB. Go JB in 11th. And then look out for Tyler Brown, our former New Zealand Junior 254 straight champion. He is in what will be 12th place at the moment. So that is your update as you can see it. MX2, breathtaking series so far of these guys. Congratulations to Cody Cooper winning his fabulous MX2 crown here this morning with a race to spare in dominant fashion. But it's been James Scott today who's turned up to play. Come into the round number 3, second in the points, but Hayden Smith had a wonderful day here yesterday. He retook that overnight. And James has come out here and responded. He wants that 2NZ crown back where he had it from the last campaign we did. Maddock Dixon, he's saving his best performance for this last race. Can he get himself right up the thick end? He's in second place. Jack Trelaw's there in third, but Hayden Smith's closing in on him. So Jack's going to need to dig deep if he wants to hang on and repeat that podium position he had here yesterday. We look at Ryan King, who is having a brilliant weekend so far. He's had a couple of top 5 results, and this one here, 5th at the moment. Tommy Watts is in behind him. We've got a brilliant show from Kobe Burke, who's tucked in about 8th place there with Sam Blundell in rounding out around about 9th. As you got your update there for our 25-strong MX2 field. And James Scott, this man here, made the move in the off-season to the Althen Window Systems JCA Yamaha and has looked absolutely breathtaking ever since. It was a good showing at the Summercross where he finished second overall in the day, and certainly entered this championship as one of the favourites to win it. Unfortunately, the round 1 at Balclutha for him not quite up to his high standards. And now he's turning it on at the latter part of this championship. So James Scott, Maddock Dixon, Jack Trelaw still your top 3. Hayden Smith closing in though. It's half a second between him and Jack in 3rd and 4th place. We'll look out for Ryan King. Tommy Watts still 5th and 6th place. Kobe Burke's in 7th, 8th, 4th. Sam Blundell is Flynn Watts in 9th place. Josh Jack in 10th. Then we've got Tyler Brown now up into 11th ahead of James Barnett. Marshall Phillips is the one in 13th. Ollie Eyre is in 14th after his 2nd place here this morning. He's now fighting to try and get inside the top 10. And it's all going nicely for the rest of the campaigners like Seth Thompson in 17th, James Roundtree. Curtis King's up into 18th. A bit of bad luck so far this summer for the likeable man out of the Crown Humour Enterprises race team. And he's there inside well and truly the championship points scoring. He's sitting in 20th in the championship coming into today, so he'll love these point scoring positions. And Hunter Steens, Luca Fremantle 19th and 20th in line for your remaining championship points on offer. We're not even halfway through the final race of the MX2 campaign. And this has been some kind of display here today from the Althen Window Systems JCR pilot James Scott. His teammate Maximus Purvis, he came out and won 2 races here and showed us how good he is yesterday. This one here is James Scott showing us Althen Window Systems JCR Yamaha is a force to be reckoned with here today, and well done to this man. Won his first race of the campaign here this morning. He's well and truly in line here to carry on that winning way. Maddock Dixon there is in 2nd place, but he's in trouble because of stablemate Hayden Smith. Hayden is coming for him. Hayden was in 4th a lap ago. He's now got himself into 3rd place, and he is chasing Maddock down hard. So this is a great performance from Hayden Smith on that CML gas. He knows how crucial it is to try and get and hit him at Maddock and try and get after James Scott, because it's 2 points between him in 2nd and James in 3rd. So if James wins this race, he will go to 2NZ. And it is all to play for here for our overall championship. So Hayden Smith and James Scott locked in that fearsome battle. 1st and 3rd in this race, 2nd and 3rd in the championship with Maddock Dixon. He's sitting in 4th in the championship, so if he can carry on with his great performance here, he will be locking away for NZ, as we've already had Cody lock away this title with an entire race to spare. That's the overall points landscape as we enter the halfway stage of the final race of MX2 for the New Zealand Fox Rally and Aon Senior Motocross Championships. Like we touched on all weekend, it's been some kind of display this year. Some of the best racing we've had in over a decade on our New Zealand shores, and it has been so good to watch, especially this class here, a stacked field. We went all the way to Balclutha and had 30 strong fields there. We've had a brilliant, talented pool of young riders, and also we've had some experience as well with Cody Cooper entering this class and winning his championship for Kawasaki. It's a fabulous show for Coops, and we congratulate him well and truly and wish him all the best as we've got one more race for him in this campaign. And it's that MX1 where he's got one more chance to try and get as high as 2 NZ potentially there for the likeable man, the 10-time now motocross champion, with the addition of the MX2 campaign this year, and still looking as fast as ever. So congratulations to Coops. Right now he's left the mantle to the rest of them, and James Scott's picked it up. He won here this morning, and now has a 5.5 second lead over Maddox Dixon and Hayden Smith. They are chopping and changing. They've changed positions a couple of times on the last lap, but it's now with that CML gas of Hayden Smith. He's flying himself into second place, and let's have a look at that split time. There's that 5.5 second gap a lap ago. Let's see what the gap is now as James Scott ticks off lap number 5. He's got that Alpine Window Systems JCA Yamaha dialed in nicely. There is our next to the CML race team boys at gas of Hayden Smith ahead of the KTM of Maddox Dixon with 8.5 minutes to go, and it's down to 3.7 seconds, so look out for Hayden Smith. He is coming, and this is going to get really interesting, because this is not just a battle for the race win, this is a battle for 2 NZ and MX2 racing, and Hayden Smith, who's the current 3 NZ, he would love to go one more. As we're getting all very excited. We've got battles all over the racetrack. We'll give you an update of the top 10. James Scott, Hayden Smith and Maddox Dixon. Then Jack Trelaw in 4th place ahead of Ryan King, who's rounding out our top 5. Kobe Burke's there in 6th place. Sam Blunder in 7th. 8th for Tommy Watts on the 912. Go Tommy Gunn. And then you go back to Flynn Watts in 9th place. Joshua Jack is there for 10th. Tyler Brown in 11th. Then go back to Ollie Eyre, who's charging through the pack nicely and got good lap time. So 12th place for Ollie Eyre. Then look to James Barnett, who's just outside the top 12 in about 13th place. As catching a glimpse over the back of the track, the big drama is that James Scott has made the mistake. So a big bit of drama for our race leader as he's thrown away the lead and given it to Hayden Smith. Then go Maddox Dixon in 2nd place. James Scott's now gone back into 3rd. As we were talking about how well he was doing, he was putting on a show, and then he's made the big mistake, so he's got plenty of time to make up for it. But right now, Hayden Smith has taken the lead, and he will now be in line to be 2 NZ. So more drama than you can ever imagine here in MX2 racing, the final race of the MX2 calendar, and James Scott's made the mistake. So that would have been maybe the pit board, maybe the pressure. He saw that gap coming down and down and down. Hayden Smith was on a mission, and now he finds himself in the lead of this one. So let's check out our top 3. There's not much separating them now. Anything can happen here as Hayden Smith, Maddox Dixon and James Scott fly over the dam jump and get ready to tick off yet another lap. In behind them, Jack Trelaw on the Jeff Scott Electrical KTM Racing team. That is brilliant from him, and in line for a good 4th position. Then in behind 5th, 6th and 7th place. Not much separating those 3 as that's starting to get electric. There is battles all over the racetrack, and there's only 6.5 minutes remaining in MX2. Can James Scott find something special? He won the race here this morning. He was leading for most of this one. We know he's got the pace, but the big mistake over the Rapids Jet S's, and now he's got a 6.7 deficit back to Hayden Smith. So keep an eye on that one, because James with the work to do, and Hayden now with 2 NZ in the palm of his hand. It's gone all over the show, up and down and all over the show. And we've got not only race glory, we've got the overall round number 4 glory, and we've got 2 NZ, 3 NZ glory up for grabs. This is absolutely brilliant, and 5.5 minutes remaining.
It's absolutely incredible, Bradley. I've just been talking about it to Josh and saying the highs and lows. Yesterday, you had Amy Roberts went away from here and almost owned it in half of it anyway. You turn up today, Roma's the one that dominates. You have racing like that. Poor James yesterday couldn't call a card. Look at him here now. a great win before, and here he is with the top 3 chance at the moment. So it's pretty awesome. And to think of the psychology that goes on for these riders, think of the ones that have had a disaster and then what they've been able to recover today. It's never over till the last race. It's such a cool sport. You have the highs and lows. Yeah, you don't want the crashes. It's more for the fact that we think that they've mechanically had a bit of a hiccup, or their body hasn't quite performed the way they want to be. All the stories are just amazing to make sure that it all comes together. You've got to have the right people behind you, you've got to have the right bike underneath your seat, you've got to have the right attitude to ride, you've got to be in the right condition, and your bike's got to perform. So many scenarios to come together to make championships. I find it just incredible. It's not just a case of a person riding a motorcycle. This is vastly different. This is motocross at its highest level, peak cream. As you rightfully have said, Brad, to think to get into the top 10 of New Zealand MX1 racing, or these classes, well, you're talking about the top 1% of all of our riders that race a dirt bike. I look back to my times, there was no way. I was in the last 1%, not the top 1%. And I knew how much effort I put in the sport, and I loved every bit of it, and I still do to this day. I was never going to be a championship rider, but it was the sport. It was unique, it was fun, it was people, it was events, it was the whole package. And it's no different today, and loving all of this. So bring it on with motocross, folks. What a fantastic sport we've got, and long may it continue. What a championship this year. But I'll tell you what, Brad, this one is not over yet, and neither is the title.
Oh, absolutely not. Hayden Smith, he's putting on a little bit of a heater now. He's got that gap just slightly extended out in front of James Scott. So James is really going to rue that mistake he made over Rapids, but still got 3.5 minutes to try and to make amends. He's got Matic Dixon just up the road from him, and a fabulous top 4 with Jack Trelaw just in there as well. And how about this, Jack Trelaw, at the start of the campaign he couldn't buy a trick, but now really turning it on, and with his podium position here yesterday, and just all-round jubilation for the Jeff Scott Electrical Trelaw Farms race team, and a top 4 result here. And not only that, just to be on the same pace as our very top level. It's a true testament to the hard work and all the stuff that's going on. He does a lot of work, and it's brilliant to see the rewards for Jack Trelaw. Kobe Burke up into 5th place. That'll be going a long way to me. 2nd overall in that under-19s class. He's been. It's hard to touch Matic Dixon out in front, but Kobe's been good. Ryan King, another one of those guys who's having a superstar weekend, and just some of our under-19s that are really flying to the top of MX2 racing. With 3 minutes left to go, Hayden Smith has got himself in the front. He was outside the top 10 in lap number 1. So that just shows you this hard charge, you never say die attitude. Of the current 3 NZ, he wants to turn that 3 into a 2. He's the reigning 125 champion. He gave that title to his good mate Hamish Harwood here this morning. And now glory awaits Mr. Hayden Smith on that CML gas. He'll be absolutely loving it. And just that never say die attitude coming to the fore here, as he's got a decent little advantage now back to Matic Dixon, and James Scott in 3rd place.
Wow, all on for the glory at the moment. Keen to look out for our number 3. Yes, indeed. Hayden Smith, the young man, tied it all up for an equal 1st place at Junior Nationals all those years ago at Ikamatura with the Western Motorcycle Club. He shared it on the day with Wyatt Chase, who won on the countback, so he ended up number 2 NZ, and here he is now, of course, all set again to be a number 2 NZ, this time in a whole different class. So as much as he'll be gutted by the fact that he's seen what could potentially have been a top result drift away from him a little bit, he still must be satisfied that he has been able to achieve this amazing result, and we congratulate him for it immensely. So pretty special when you see it all unfold as it has done here for him this weekend. So all the fun and all the glory and all the racing with our championship contenders now.
All right, 1.5 minutes remaining, and our top 7 have crossed the line on lap number 8. There'll be a couple more in this one here. I think with 1.5 minutes, Hayden Smith, he's about a third of the way around this racetrack. It'll be close to being at time expired. We'll have to wait and see what happens. He's on absolutely breathtaking pace still, even in this late in the day, lapping in the 2:13s that last time around. Hayden Smith, what a dream run here. 7.5 seconds back to Matic Dixon, his teammate, in 2nd place. We've got James Scott in 3rd. Jack Trelaw still remains in 4th place on that Jeff Scott Electrical KTM machine. Then look out for Kobe Burke, who's there. It's 5th place for Cobes on that modal best build Honda. He's having a pretty good showing here today, and just showing how talented that young man is. Sam Blundell there on the Bissett Honda. That's a quality result now for Sam, up into 6th place ahead of Ryan King, who's gone down into 7th. with Joshua Jack. What a legend, Joshua Jack. He's had a wonderful campaign on that LMC Husqvarna, and just to think he was out of the sport a couple of years ago, now to come back and be inside the top 8 in MX2 racing, fabulous stuff from the man there. Flynn Watts on that Pro Circuit Team Green Kawasaki, 9th place for him, with Tyler Brown as teammate in 10th place. Those two young men have had a wonderful day at the office here today as well, and we've only got mere seconds away from that white flag coming out. Hayden Smith is now only potentially 1 lap away from some serious glory, as 2NZ awaits the likeable young man, formerly from Tybee, now lives in the Auckland area. But that CML Gas race team will feel mighty proud with the endeavours of Hayden Smith at the moment.
There we go, number three, here he is, round towards the lap score line, there it is, white flag is out, and there he goes, Hayden Smith, your race leader, an immaculate run from the man from Auckland, formerly out of Tybee. There is your runner-up, CML Gas versus CML KTM, and then going back to the 108 of James Scott there on the L3 JCA Yamaha. So they're all our top supported riders. There we are with the Jack Trelaw show out there on the Jeff Scott Electrical supported bike, the man from Otautau in Southland, and excellent of course the two Jacks as well. Jack Simon unfortunately out with injury at the moment, and Jack Trelaw, they both work out of a contracting firm in Southland, so the two of the guys live, love and breathe motorcycles, and of course the Keane family that have the business as well are a fine bunch of motocross people as well, so great to see. And again, as I keep talking about, Jack made that big sacrifice to surrender his own chance to be a Southland hero this weekend, to actually be a hero on the national motocross scene. I'll tell you what, he has made the right decision, because he got on the podium yesterday, and right at this point, super close to do so with a lap to go. Can he get another one? You'd never say never, and he is right there at the moment. The man in front of him is James Scott, who got a real hurry up and curry up from him yesterday in that last race, and it was James going, who's 93 behind him? Every time he had a bit of a glimpse, and 93 kept him very honest. But Jack outside the podium at the moment, but more importantly, I'm sure that Jack will get there to make a real name for himself, and he has bumped himself up the honours board over this weekend, with people like Sam Blundell and Ryan King as victim after his disappointing start. In fact, it stemmed from a mediocre first race at 6th place. Then he had a shocker to end up with only a lousy 4 points. That's back in 13th place, and then he scored a good one for a 5th, and he did a couple of reasonable results before having a DNF, or did not finish, and of course then he went on and had that yesterday as well. So he's had 2 non-finishes, yet here he is vying for a top result overall. So great story from Jack Trelaw on the Jeff Scott Electrical supported KTM 250. Who's it going to be, Brad? Let's bring him home.
All right, here it is. This is going to feel mighty good. The best of the rest in MX2 racing. This is going to be the icing on the cake for a good campaign, and a 2NZ performance. The checkered flag waves for the Hayden Smith show, and it rolls on for a number 2 NZ. There it is for the checkered flag. Well done to him. He's going to get home and make that one in the books for second overall. Matic Dixon is going to come home and jump himself on the podium. He'll be second in that race here, and he will win the under-19 category, and that's fabulous to see on the CML KTM. Then go back to James Scott, who had this in the palm of his hand midway through it. He's going to come home in 3rd place, but some quality points there, and he will be our 3 NZ for MX2 racing in 2023. Jack Trelaw is going to finish off a wonderful weekend in 4th place there in race number 2, ahead of Kobe Berg, who's there for a good 5th, ahead of Sam Blundell and Ryan King. 6th and 7th place for those two, into Josh Jack on the LMC Husqvarna. He'll be there for 8th place. That's a good performance there. And then you go back to the 2 Team Green Pro Circuit Kawasaki's, Flynn Watts and Tyler Brown. They'll be 9th and 10th respectively, and cap off a fabulous campaign from those 2 young men on that Kawasaki race team. So fabulous stuff. We also got Ollie, who had a shocker start. He was buried way back in the pack, comes home in 11th. And he'll be with his trip to the podium this morning, certainly in line for some overall glory here at round number 4. And Tommy Watts is going to come home with that Paul Woodby Racing Team Yamaha. That'll be a wonderful 12th place for him. As we're going to cross down to Neil, who will have our race podium and also our overall podium for the weekend.
Well, we're going to have
a fabulous performance from Hayden Smith with Matic Dixon and James Scott joining him here for the race 2 podium. Over to you, Neil.
Thank you, Brad. In fact, three lots of podium here. We've first of all got that race. We've got the overall for the weekend, or for today, my apologies. And then we've got the overall for the under-19s as well. So let's do it. For the race result, third place, James Scott. First of all, James, you had that one and let it slip. Give us an update. What happened out there?
Yeah, the track's pretty beat up now, and I just made a small mistake in the corner. Didn't actually put the bike on the ground, but stalled it and lost a little bit of time, so pretty pissed off.
Yeah, so bad luck, but a good recovery all the same. To our runner-up of the race, Maddock Dixon, CML KTM. Great race from Maddock to have him up there. Of course, his CML teammate will take the number one as well, but more importantly for Maddock, and this is going a long way towards his under-19 glory as well. First of all, Maddock, man, these races do not get any easier, do they?
Nah, yeah, the boys are fast, and I'm just trying to keep up at this point. But the second was pretty good. Feels good, but obviously the top set would have felt better.
Yeah, of course it always would do, and that's what you're aiming at. Congratulations. Who got that top step? Let's hear it. CML Gas, Mr. Hayden Smith, number one. MX3 will be underway, but we'll do these podiums first. Hayden, that was better.
Yeah, it was. The start wasn't as good, but it was definitely better than the first one. I fell for James making that little mistake. I'd like to say that I would have caught him and passed him, but he was going good. I think I was slowly edging him out, but yeah, that's a real bummer for him. But no, my bike running awesome. Yeah, just massive thanks to Carl Brabant from the CML Gas team, all of the sponsors that help us get to these events, and yeah, the club, Neil, everyone, all the supporters. Yeah, thanks very much.
Well done, mate. Hop up there, we'll get a photo, and then we'll just change around for the podium overall, so we'll do that part. There it is, the race result we've just witnessed. That's the podium. Right, stay there, guys, and we'll just move you around because the overall for the day, third place to Maddock Dixon, second to James, and first then to Hayden. Stay put, Hayden. You don't have to do it. So there we go. That will be the day's results. That's race 1 and race 2 combined, and that's where they end up. So that's pretty awesome. And, well done. Thank you, guys. Don't go too far away, some of you, because we under-19s are next as we acknowledge third for the day, Ryan King, taking the podium placing. Second, Kobe Burke, and first, Maddock Dixon. Wow, Ryan, sensational, mate. What's the difference between yesterday and today, Ryan? It looks like a whole different package for you. How are you feeling?
Today was good. It was just got my start sorted in that last race yesterday, and I just liked the track better today, and yeah, enjoyed it out there.
Well done, well suited indeed. And to Kobe over here, he will take a second place. Couldn't quite get there for any of the overall, Kobe, but how are you feeling with your racing?
Yeah, all right, yeah. No, the boys are racing real good. No, we're all going fast, actually. We've got some good speed, and but no, there's a few things to work on, and as you always do. So, no, it's real fun with the boys all season and the Honda team. Just big thanks to them, and
yeah, well done, well done. Maddock has all come right for you. Well done.
Yeah, no, it was a good day. Better than yesterday. So yeah, well, I guess we'll take the positives out of the negatives. So.
All right, get up there. There it is, the under-19 class in our MX2 competition. The future of our sport, the young guns. These are the champions. These are the guys we want to see. More of this going on in our motocross with Pirelli, Alpine Star and Fox. So taking on with Aon Insurance, Fox and Pirelli. MX3, back to you, Brad.
All right, update time.